Hey there, it's Jessica with ThatPortlandLife, and today we're going to be talking all about homeowners associations. Buying a home can mean that you have to deal with a homeowners association, especially if you're buying a new construction or something that was in a developed community. And that begs the question, how do you know if an HOA is doing a good job? Well, keep watching to find out. So first, let's talk about what an HOA is. So it's a homeowners association, and basically they are going to manage and regulate all the rules for everything that happens outside of your home. This can be any additional structures, maybe even your siding and your roof, certainly all of the landscaping for the front yards and any common areas. They're also going to help manage any recreation areas if there's a pool or a basketball court. They also are going to make rules about what you're allowed to do on the exterior of a house. So whether you're allowed to plant any trees, paint the exterior of your house, park an RV out front. So really they just help to keep the community uniform and safe and as clean looking as possible. So today we're going to talk about how to find a good HOA. There are definitely such things as bad HOAs if the money is being mismanaged and a special assessment gets placed on the property that can leave you with a huge bill that you weren't expecting into the tens of thousands of dollars. So we really want to double check everything and make sure that we're moving into a good HOA so that you don't buy a terrible house. The first thing that we're gonna look for is just the general aesthetics of the community. Has the grass been mowed? Have the leaves been raked? Are the houses all in good shape? Do you get a good feel for the neighborhood? Because if you do, there's a good chance that the governing board is doing everything they're supposed to be doing to take care of the community. The second thing that we really want to look for is how the HOA communicates with the homeowners and how often. So do they have newsletters? Do they have board meetings? How often are the association meetings and how long do they run? We get access to the meeting minutes whenever we write an offer on a property, and that is a really good insight into how often they meet and what it is they're talking about. But if there's fun things going on in the community, how are they letting you know about those things? So we want to ask around and kind of peek into the common areas and see what options are available. So the third thing we want to look for is how are they managing their money? And this is easily the most important thing. Really, you want to find an HOA that has a third party managing their money, that it's not someone that's on the association board that has a special interest in the properties. You want it to be a lawyer or a title company or a professional property manager, but someone that's not on the board collecting the money. You also want to make sure that they have a good budget for deferred maintenance, because as houses get older, they need things. Eventually you're going to need a new roof. Eventually you're going to need new siding. A sewer line could break. There's lots of things that can come up in a community, and you want to make sure they have a plan to look at those things so that you're not stuck again with some huge bill to fix something that really they should have planned for. And the last one we're going to talk about today is make sure that the rules are really clear and that you agree with them. Some HOAs are way more strict than others, so you want to make sure that we're reading the rules and regulations and that we are on board with them, and we want to find out whether they're really strict or really lax. And again, this is something that we can kind of do just by driving around the community. If everyone's landscaping is perfect, then they're probably really, really strict. If there's a ton of rundown houses, they're probably really, really lax, and we kind of want to land somewhere in the middle. Also, you want to double check, are you allowed to park cars in your driveway? Are you allowed to have a boat? Are you allowed to have a basketball hoop? Those things are all going to be laid out in the rules, so we want to make sure that we read them and that we're happy with them. So now you know the 4 things to look for, but it's also important that you have an agent to help point these things out while we're going through the transaction. There's a good chance that you're gonna find a house and you're gonna fall in love with it and we're gonna go pending and then you're gonna completely forget about all of this. So you wanna make sure that you have a good agent in your corner to remind you to look at the rules, remind you to look at the budget, remind you to check up on their communication. It's not the fun stuff, but it really is important because it will impact your life every single day. I've worked with lots of HOAs. I would be happy to help walk you through the process. If you have any specific questions about a neighborhood that you're looking into, or you want to know if different neighborhoods in Portland have HOAs, I'm happy to just do a chat or a consult with you. Call or email us anytime, and we will talk to you again soon.